Fire. So what's good, y'all? It's Taylor Boy, and I'm back in here with another beat making tutorial. This time around we got the KO2, and today I'm just gonna show y'all how I cook up beats on the KO. I'm gonna show y'all how I chop up my samples, how I arrange my samples and my drums, and how I lay down my drum patterns and all that good stuff. So yeah, man, hopefully you learned something today. And I just want to say big shout out to everybody who came through and supported my last video, which is the KO2 performance. It's called Song Mode. If you haven't checked that out, I'm gonna leave a link right here. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it, y'all. Peace. Alright, y'all, so excuse my camera angle. I got the best one I can because I can't do the overhead look, but check it out. So we got the sample loaded up. I keep my samples on B and I keep my drums on A. Right now my A slot is empty and I got the B slot with my sample. So most people, they probably go to, when they start to chop samples on the KO2, they'll probably hit shift and chop. For me, I found a new way to chop samples, and I feel like this way you can get more out of your sample. You can probably get more than 12 pads. I'm gonna show y'all in just a second how you can do that. We're not gonna be cutting up a perfect loop today. This technique is for, like, let's just say like you hear a song and it's got a lot going on, but you really like the song and you really want to sample it. Well, what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to like cut up the sample into little small pieces. So let's get into it. So first things first, I got the sample loaded up. I do have 20 seconds of sample time, you know. So by default, when you do it this way, you want to go ahead and go to shift and sound edit mode, and you want to turn it to one shot. And the next thing you want to do is you want to take this one pad and you want to copy it to all other 11 pads. How you do that is by hitting I got the pad selected, which is this first one. So now I'm gonna hit sound and I'm gonna hit shift C. That's gonna copy the pad over. Then I'm gonna go to my next available pad. I'm gonna hit shift D and it's gonna be pasted, and so on. Let's do that for all my other pads. We're gonna just shift and paste. Now if I wanted to, I could go to group C and I can keep going. I can keep on copying and pasting until I fill up the pads. So that's one way you can get more out of your sample, out of your 20-second sample. Next thing you want to do is you want to put all the samples on the same choke group. So by doing that, you want to hit shift sound and you want to go to group. So now all the pads are going to be blinking and you just want to press down on all of them. I'm going to turn down the sample right now and I'll let y'all hear it in a second. So there, that's just going to make sure all your pads are cutting each other off, you know. So what I do is I go and I start at the top. Rather than starting right here and taking the trim knob and going forward, I go to the last one and I go backwards. So like I said, let's just go right here and let's just move it back real slow and just listen. Okay, so now you're on the pad. So when you move on to pad 2, we have a guideline right here. Okay, so this last one, we started at 18.9. So you can use that for your second pad. At least go to 18.9. 18.9 is where you want to at least start at, and then just go from there, you know. Nice little chord right there. I'll keep that. Now we're gonna go to 17.7 and go forward and keep going. I missed it. Okay, let's go to 16.7. Let's keep going. And if you want to fine tune it, if you want to go back just a little slower, you can hit shift and the minus button. That's a little tedious. That's when you want to get it like real fine, but we're just gonna move back real slow. I'm gonna try to move past our vocals and get some. There we go. Let's keep going. I missed it, so I gotta go back. I'll hit play. Alright, 13.7. Missed it, so let's see. Alright, go to 13 on the next pad, and let's go forward. Let's go backward. So you hear it different from the back than you would forward. That's the whole idea of it. 11.4. Let's see. And I feel like when you do it this way, man, you just get more control of your sample. I think I got so many vocal samples, I'm gonna skip out on our vocals. And this one is just super fire. I still got 8 more seconds to work with, and we got 4 more pads, or 6 more pads. So. I think I missed it. Go back. I want that. So when you do it this way, the only downside to doing chopping samples this way is when you're making a beat, because we didn't set the endpoints, the sample is gonna ring out. But just hit this top pad, which is your shortest pad. So for example, you might be making a beat, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to wait for it to stop. You just bam, and that's it. All right, so let's go to cut the low end frequency out of it. So hit fader, high pass. Let's see. And then let's fiddle with the pitch. This is where it's gonna get real fun right here, y'all. Woo. I forgot, what I chopped up. It was just all random. So I'm gonna speed it back up just a little bit. Alright, y'all, so I bumped my camera and I don't feel like messing with it, so we got a different angle. So I'm gonna lay down my drums. I'm gonna show y'all how I lay them down. I usually start off with a 1-bar loop, and I end up with 4, and I do that by copying and pasting the bars. But just to make it simple on the KO2, and just to make sure that your beats, see, I do my drums on free mode, and this is one way just to keep your free mode drums somewhat on beat, but at the same time with your own swing. So I'm gonna show y'all how to get that done. So let's check it out. So go ahead and put your kick drum on the 1. Without even recording, all you gotta do is press the pad, hit record. Hit record and press the pad. Okay. So now your kick drum is on the 1. All right. So then now you can just go back in and you can fill it in. See? Okay, so that's simple. All right, so let's go ahead and copy this over to pattern 2 or bar 2. So record. I hope y'all saw me do that. So what I did was I hit record, and then I made it into 2 bars. So now we're gonna be in main, and we're gonna hit Shift C, and that bar is copied. So now you want to hit Shift plus, and you want to hit Shift D. So that bar is now over to the second bar. So we got 2-bar loop going on right now. So now I'm gonna add some more drums, more kick drums. I don't know if I like that quick one in the middle. It'll sound good on the side chain later on. I'm gonna leave it. So all right, so I think that's cool. So now I'm gonna take these drums and I'm gonna copy them over and make it into 4 bars, because I usually work out of 4 bars, or I work with my beats with 4-bar loops. So now I'm gonna go to record and make it 4 bars. Or to make it simple, let's go ahead and do 3, because you have to go back to number 1, copy that one over, because number 1 is going to be the same as number 3, right? And then you want to go back, Shift, you want to go back to number 2, copy that one over. You want to make it into 4 bars, hit record again, you hit Shift. And then you want to go to the start of the 4-bar. Let me make sure we got the second one copied. So copy that one, let's see. And then paste that. So now we got a 4-bar loop. I need to put a hi-hat on the first one. I guess I missed out. Yep. I'll turn my hi-hat up. And usually I would go in and I would play with the velocities on the hi-hat, but I like the way it sounds. So let's go back to the sample. So like, for you new beat makers, for me, I go ahead and start with the drums first before I lay down my sample. So in your head, just think of a cool drum beat that you want to lay down, man. Like, just think of something, think of a good tempo, and just come up with some drums. And then when you're picking out your drums, just listen to your sample and think to yourself like, okay, that kick drum, that sounds cool. That might go with the snare drum. That might go good with it. Cool. And just sample it, or just load up the drums, man. That's it. Just use your ears, but make sure that kick, make sure it's thumping, make sure that snare is, but enough talking. So I don't do time stretch with my beats. on the KO2, what I do is I just play with the pitch. And whether I'm going up or down, left or right, I'm just playing. Whether I go left or down, look at me. Whether I go up and down on the pitch, it just depends on the tempo that it needs to be at. So check it out. Y'all, this is a banger. I messed up. Y'all, this is about to be fire. If I do say so myself. So I'm gonna try to get a good loop, and I'll be back, and we'll lay something down. Woo. Woo. Banger. Turn up my kick. Turn the snare. There we go. Hey. Let's rock out for a second before we put that bass in there. Alright, so I'm definitely going to get a second sequence out of this one. But right now what I want to do is I want to put these drums and the sample into the compressor. So let's see. Let's take the drums on A. Let's hit effects. Let's go ahead and go to compressor. So now you want to go to the fader and make sure that is on the effects. So I usually put my drums on around like 70 or 75. Today we'll do 70. Okay. And then you want to send the samples to the compressor as well. So hit fader, effects. So now I turned the sample all the way up to 100. So you're going to have to go back in and maybe edit your drums and do your levels as well, because it's going to boost up your drums. So it may add a little dirt, and it's going to get loud like that as well. So you got to level out everything once again. So let me do that real quick. Yep. So it gave me a little. And then turn down the sample. Hey. That adds so much character when you add that compressor to it. I might turn it down just a little bit. The sample, that is. I didn't get to add a bass, but we can do another sequence. Let's do that. Let's do that. I usually would add a bass line, but I mean, I can't really think of one right now. So I'm glad I got to get a second sequence out of these samples. But let's play the second sequence along with the first one, and let's just jam out for a second. Check me out. Fire. So check it out, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. I hope y'all enjoyed this beat making session, man. Hopefully you learned something. Man, comment down below. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you want to see in the next video. I just want to say thank y'all for the support. Thank you to all the new subscribers. And yeah, man, y'all check me out. And be looking out for part 2 of the KO2 live performance. I don't know what it's gonna be called, but part 2 is on the way, y'all. Peace out.